I just fell on the floor because I'm iron deficient. Anyways, hello, what's up, how you doing? It has occurred to me that not everybody just learned how to sew because their stepmother gave them a sewing machine and they had determination. So, I'm gonna teach you guys how to use a sewing machine. I'm not gonna lie, the sewing machine that I have is really old and I'm probably gonna struggle trying to transition to my new one that I'm probably getting for Christmas because my stepmom keeps hating on that little sewing machine back there. But, I mean, I think with mine you should be able to get the basics. Let me get up and show you guys. Okay, this is my sewing machine. Oh my goodness. This is my sewing machine. It's like a brother one, I don't know. The first things I'm gonna teach you guys is a little bit more of the basics. Sorry, I made a thing earlier and I didn't clean up. This one, you're gonna have a lot of these and you're gonna need a lot of these because this is the thread that you're gonna use for pretty much everything. And you're gonna need tons of them because you're gonna run out of tons of them. I just call it just the big thread thing. I don't know if it's like an actual name, but this thing, it's just thread. There's probably gonna be like a little part that's sticking up. You're gonna see this like little hole inside of it. That's just gonna plop right on here on the sewing machine. Now, it's already threaded for me, so I'm just gonna unthread it. So you're gonna have your string right here, and with my sewing machine, oops, I accidentally got it stuck in here. With my sewing machine, I shoved it through this little top part, so then it like grips and it connects. And then let me turn it on so you can actually see. For me, you put it down and then back up again. Then you're gonna see some little pedal. Here we go, I turned it up. Because this is how you control the little needle so that it like turns manually. But once you have it looped under here, you can see that little hook. You're just gonna go in, loop it around the hook, and then it should come down again. Once it's like nice and down again, you're gonna take your thread, and this one's another thread, it's on the bottom. That's the bobbin thread, I'm gonna teach you about that soon. But you're gonna take this thread that's coming down, and you're just gonna put it through the hole. Now I've done this so many times, it's probably gonna take you like 70 times to do yours, like I just did with one hand. But you know, you'll get used to it after a little bit. I'm stabbing my finger currently. Well, that's the hazard. You're gonna get a lot of pokes and stuff like that if you are gonna be sewing a lot. Okay, now you've threaded the first part. Congratulations! And every sewing machine is different. I recommend looking up videos with the sewing machine that you have. Now we're gonna go into the bobbin thread, which is, there's gonna be a little compartment under here for mine. You just rip it off. Then you're gonna open this little compartment. And you're gonna see this thing. Now this thing, it probably looks like something from Zelda. It looks kind of creepy and technological. All you really need to do is pull out that part and just rip it out. See, it just gave birth. Now the bobbin was threaded, so I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna teach you how to put like thread on the bobbin too. So you're gonna have this little like spinny thing. Oops, I'm dropping everything. Let me get a tripod. Okay, so you're gonna see this little, oops, I'm like throwing things. Okay, you're gonna have this little bobbin thread, and it looks kind of like some sort of tiny little cogwheel or donut. So once you've threaded it, I just, you know, twisted it up a little more. You're gonna pull a little bit of that out, about just a long way. Not too long, but then you're gonna take it and you're gonna see there's like a little hole right in the middle, and then there's gonna be like a little skewer in the middle of this thingy. I don't actually know what this thingy is called. It's just the thing that the bobbin goes in. So you're gonna shove it in there, and as soon as it gets in there, there's this little like blip. I don't know if you can see that. Oops. There's this little blip in it that you can put your thread through. Then you're gonna pull it so it goes through the middle. I'm gonna do that again because I'm afraid you didn't see. So you're just gonna thread it through here and pull it through. Is it not focused? I'm gonna throw hands with this camera. Okay, once you have it like this should move whenever you pull it. So it's nice and good. And you're gonna use your sewing machine. Oops, I just dropped everything. You're gonna see it in your sewing machine. There's a little blip at the top, and you're gonna match it with that little blip. Bam! It's connected. Now you're gonna take the thing that moves this manually, like the little twisty thing, and you see as you twist it, it moves the needle a little bit, and the thingy. But it moves the needle manually, so you're gonna move it so it goes down, and then up, and you're gonna see it's gonna go through the bottom. It's gonna come down here, and it's gonna pick this string up. So once it's like right down here in the bottom, you're gonna pull it, and I don't know if you can see that, but it's like right up there, and it's hooking with the blue one, and it's bringing it up, and there it is, the little blue string right up here. It's just gonna pop out the top, and then there you go. You're gonna have one on the top and one coming through the bottom, and you're just gonna shove those back because that's just the ends of it. And then you can close this because you've threaded your bobbin. Perfect! Okay, now I'm going to teach you how to put thread on one of these thingies, because I'm assuming you don't have pre-filled bobbins, and if you do, you're so lucky. First, I'm going to rip out the bobbin from this one, because we don't want anything here. Move! Oh, I'm dropping everything. Okay, and then you can just leave it empty and then shove it back in. It's not a hazard. So I'm moving that thread over there, and I'm taking this one, and you see that there's another little blip. You can just shove the bobbin up on here. Perfect! I'm kidding. I'm gonna take the red thread out, and I'm gonna show you how to do it with another type of thread. Okay, I have this purple one that I could use, and I'm just going to shove it on this little part as you do. And you see you're gonna take your thread and you're gonna bring it down here, and so it comes through. But you're not gonna lace it down here this time. You're just gonna wrap it around this. And I'm not gonna lie, somebody told me, well, you're just gonna wrap it around here. And then somebody told me that they forgot that sewing machines had a foot pedal. And I felt very disappointed. Because I guess some people don't sew, but how do you expect the sewing machine to just go? Work it. Anyway, they do in fact have foot pedals. Mine is like under my painting because it's really messy down here. Don't mind that like Barbie foot thing that I'm doing. But yeah, you're gonna take your foot pedal and you're just gonna slightly press on the foot pedal, and it's gonna make this go. Wait a minute. Wait a darn minute. Oh, I was a little bit slow because you're supposed to push it back to this little thing. I was like, wait a second, why is it not going? You just needed to push it, move it back a little bit, and then you're just gonna press the foot pedal and it's gonna make it go. I like to direct it a little bit so then it's like not all in one place. I don't know why it got caught. Oh, probably because it's full. Once it's full, it just got caught. So now you're gonna take it off. Oh, and I think it's also caught right here. So I'm just gonna take this off, and you're gonna cut that string. So let me get my sewing scissors. Boop. Cut that little string, and now you have a threaded bobbin, and my purple is almost gone. No thread does not go by that fast. I just sew a lot. But now you have a threaded bobbin to put through that little process inside and blah blah blah. There you go. That's the basics on sewing on my sewing machine. If I want to show you these, okay, these I will explain to you. You see like the little gaps here? This just means how far your, oh my gosh, why do I not know what it's called? Like how they lace. Okay, so you can see right here in these, they're like that space apart, like the little loop part. That's how far they are apart on there. And then where's another piece? And then they're like the same, except this one might be a little bit smaller, if you can even see that. I will use a test fabric and show you. But it's like the little blips, how long and how far you want them. Mine is at 2 because it's just kind of even, and sometimes if they're a little tighter together, they'll be a little bit more sturdy. This one, now, if you see like the little zigzags, it just means zigzag stitch. Mine is at 0 because I didn't want to do a zigzag stitch for a few of my projects lately. But if you put it up to 5, it'll go like it's just how big you want the zigzags. The less you go, the smaller the zigzags are, and 0 means no zigzags at all, and it's just a straight stitch. This is the gaps in between the stitches. That's what it's called. I forgot what stitches was called. But yeah, that's how you thread a bobbin, how you thread a machine, and the controls. This one, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what it means. It's irrelevant to me. This one, it's also irrelevant to me. No idea. Oh, you also need this little thingy. This thingy just presses it down so you can sew evenly. And if you do this, it will sew. Just not very good with the fabric and stuff like that. You really need to push it down. So then it catches your fabric and also lays evenly. I'll show you with a few test fabrics, like kind of what these things do. Yeah. So I grabbed a just extra piece of fabric, and as you can see, it's not down, so it won't catch. But if we put this little thing down, then it's nice and secure, and it won't immediately tug out, which it's not invincible. You can pull it out if you try, but it just keeps it a little bit more secure. Now I'm on 0 zigzag stitch right now, so I'm going to put that up to maybe 3. Like 3 or 4, sure. And then you press the pedal to start. I just realized it hasn't been threaded. Let me thread it again. Okay, it's now threaded, and I have the 2 threads just hanging out the back. And it says about like 3 to 4 zigzag stitch. And we're just gonna press the pedal to go. And you're gonna see that these stitches, I'm just gonna take these out real quick. Now, my sewing machine is a little broken, so it has a little bit of stinky things that it has. But my stepmom's gonna get me a new sewing machine for Christmas because I do it so much. So you can see the distance and like this sort of zigzag, how far it goes. If I turn down the zigzag stitch to maybe like 1, it'll be smaller zigzags. So I'm gonna do the zigzags with this one. And take it out. And you're gonna see that's very subtle and almost sad looking. You get what it means. You get what it is. Now we're gonna put it back at 0. Actually, we're gonna turn up the zigzag so you can see it better. I'm gonna turn it up to there, and we're gonna take this distance in seams and we're gonna turn it down so it's like tighter together. Just a little bit. Now you can see like how much of a difference that was from this one, because this one was at 2. This one is about like 1, almost close to 0. So you can see the zigzag stitches are very, oh my goodness, focus. Very close together instead of like that far zigzag apart. And this is just subtler zigzag. And I will say, please do experiment with like scrap fabrics before you, oh my goodness, I keep forgetting to like turn the camera. Please experiment with like scrap fabrics on like how your sewing machine works and stuff like that first, because it's very helpful. I used like pink to just go so then you could see like the difference. But yeah, please experiment with it a lot, and remember, it will take a lot of time to, you know, learn how your sewing machine works and how like you sew, and not even to mention the patterns, which gets like really hard to hold on to. And I mean, I started out too, so we all got to start somewhere. So yeah, and I'm like a mediocre seamstress. Like, are you kidding me? You're gonna get better over time, and I've been sewing for like maybe a year or two, and I can already sew my own like pajamas and stuff like that when I get bored. So I'd say it's pretty cool, and I'd say it doesn't take long if you're like very, very, very dedicated. I'm not gonna lie, I lost my sewing machine for like months during those few years that I've been sewing, so it's like, I don't know. But yeah, it does take time, and if you do it a lot and you start to learn, remember, trial and error is like the... So what I meant to say was trial and error is the best, which is very true, but it cut me off since I have like no storage because it's full of video content and photos. But anyways, I hope you guys have a good time sewing, and goodbye, farewell, see you later.